ballpark.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They're all Ford trucks.
And
they're built Ford tough?
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
The school district of Palm Beach County is your best choice.
It's time to step into kindergarten. Parents, the School District of Palm Beach County is now enrolling kindergarten students for the upcoming school year. Register now at palmbeachschools.org/kindergarten. Find out when to attend your school's kindergarten kickoff and how to get your free kindergarten readiness kit. That's palmbeachschools.org/kindergarten.
Eat, putt, drink. PopStroke Palm Beach is now open. Located right next to Palm Beach International Airport, PopStroke is your new go-to destination for all things fun. Hit the greens with 36 holes of next-level mini golf, grab a bite at our full-service restaurant, or chill at one of the lively bars. Want to level up? Yeah! Join our monthly membership for unlimited mini golf and exclusive discounts on food and drinks.
Yes!
Plan your next visit today at popstroke.com.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
It's college basketball's biggest party of the year. They can't walk in there without the superstar.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. It is March 13th. It is a Thursday. Would you look at that? Who doesn't like a good Thursday, a theoretically speaking Thursday? In fact, C-Cat's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and there's a lot of things he and I agree on and disagree on. We come to a war of words from time to time, especially on this program. But yesterday, I'm glad we both could agree that Thursday is the best day of the week.
Absolutely is.
Like, Thursday is not just the best day of the week, like just the 5 workday weeks. To me, Thursday is the best day, singularly, of the entire 7-day work week, life week, whatever you want to call it. Like, it doesn't get any better than a Thursday, and I do think sometimes that's underappreciated. I was talking to my brother on the phone last night, and we were talking about gearing up for everything and what we had going on, and we're winding down on a Wednesday hump day action, and I was like, yo, you know what? One blessing there in the air. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday, Junior. 2 days till the weekend. In fact, today on this beautiful Thursday, there's also a lot of good sporting action to get into. Mind you, I look up and what do I see on my TV screens right here in the ESPN West Palm offices right here? Is that Big 12 championship quarterfinal for men's basketball? And then on your side, CCAT, your screen, you've got the ACC quarterfinal. This is perfect.
It is perfect.
March Madness, we're underway. Men's college basketball. This is everything you dream of. This is why we strive to get to the Ides of March. That gap between the Super Bowl and today, literally today, is one of the bigger sports lulls because all you're getting is a bunch of off-season news and a bunch of post-All-Star Weekend basketball, which is a lot of guys figuring each other out after the trade deadline. There's not a lot that pops. Of course, you got your golf, you got all your – but this is it. Basketball is supposed to take center stage.
Real basketball heads, specifically college basketball heads, actually like this weekend more than the NCAA tournament first 4 days.
Yeah.
And I'm not a big college basketball fan compared to those guys, but the beauty of conference tournament weekend is there's more games.
Way more games.
More games, and the games matter a lot for those mid-majors, and you have good teams playing each other. That's the beauty of it.
That's the thing, too, is on the high end for the teams that you already know are in, some are playing for either the 1 seed or the 2 seed. You have some teams, including it. Think about the SEC tournament this year. Now that the SEC, it just means more, is actually on top in basketball, just like it's been in football for the past decade or so. Like, those are matchups that are going to matter. Those are matchups we might see down the line in the actual tournament. Those are data points you want to get because these are winner-go-home games with a lot of pride on the line. And then, like you said, you get into the smaller conferences, it's literally do or die because your only way into the big dance is to finish off your work this weekend. So that's why what I'm about to tell you, if you don't already know, is completely deflating and absolutely a killjoy, not just for college basketball fans, but for sports fans in general, as we all collectively come together to enjoy college basketball. Cooper Flagg, who was supposed to have this as his launch pad, as his ability to just take off into the national stratosphere and introduce himself to America and the general sports fans at large, he came down on his ankle in the first half of Duke's quarterfinal against Georgia Tech. He is out for the rest of today's game, C-Cat, and the way that he was acting on the floor and the fact that he was not, now we know he's out for the day, but he's been walking, a little gimpy. It doesn't look like he's playing today. He's likely not playing tomorrow, and I would hope that he's there for the onset of the actual men's basketball tournament. But to me, man, if we don't get Flagg in this tournament, that is one of the biggest disappointments, one of the biggest letdowns in sports in recent history, because he deserves this moment. We deserve this moment. And for all of those people that are pontificating, oh, was he going to stay back at Duke another year? That ain't happening. The dude is going to the league next year. This is our one chance to see him on the college basketball courts. I hope the guy gets well. C-Cat, you saw that fall that happened in the first half there, man. Your first thoughts?
My first thoughts were this is worse for fans of sports and fans of college basketball more so than it is bad for Duke fans. Because we saw Duke, without Cooper Flagg, come from behind against the 8 seed Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
So you almost saw more out of your team when your best guy was off the floor. Not more than if he was on the floor, but you learned more about Duke basketball, and you saw the depth of the team, and you saw they were able to face adversity and come back. So you almost, as a Duke fan, you hope for the best for Cooper Flagg. But you're kind of with the smile on your face after the game because you survived the quarterfinal. You're going to go to the semis. They're up by 7 right now with 27 seconds to go in the game. So Duke will be surviving and advancing. And you know what? You're just praying up for Cooper Flagg. Take the rest of the tournament off. We don't need you for this. It's okay if we fall short of an ACC championship. Rest up for March, please.
Hey, Proctor ain't selling them tickets. You know what I'm saying? Evans ain't selling them tickets. Cooper Flagg is the guy that y'all came there to see. Now, of course, people are going to be there for the ACC tournament. It's out in Charlotte. It's still going to have a preeminent stage. If you're just now tapping into college basketball, like newsflash too, the ACC ain't what it was. Like, again, the SEC is what you would probably presume the ACC to be today. So that's the real, that's the real platform that people are going to be locked in on. But, like, for instance, Duke is beating Georgia Tech here today. If North Carolina beats Wake Forest, I believe their game tips off in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, next.
So if North Carolina beats Wake Forest, the matchup we would have tomorrow in Charlotte for the semifinal of the men's basketball tournament in the ACC would be Duke, Carolina for the third time this year, and that matters. That matters a whole lot, especially when we're talking about a guy like Flagg who cares about this college basketball journey. He's told us as much. He proves it on the court day in and day out. This is a guy that came in as the number one player in high school out of his class, even after he reclassified to start college basketball early. This dude was playing at 17 years old for the majority of the beginning of the season, CCAT.
It's hard to make stars in college basketball nowadays when you're able to leave so early, and why the NBA is such a money factory. Of course, NIL is helping with that, keeping these kids in college longer, or at least it should be. So to have a name in college basketball right now is a big deal, and it sucks that we're probably going to see a little bit less of him on the floor these next couple of weeks.
That's a huge letdown. This dude had the hype. Like, I'm going to name 3 players of just talking specifically about their high school hype and then transitioning into that next level. There was LeBron James. There was Zion Williamson. And then right now, this past year, especially given the times today where it's hard to actually get headlines, especially in basketball, Cooper Flagg did not have the hype of those 2 previous names, but he's definitely had the biggest hype coming into college basketball since Zion Williamson. And a lot of that had to do, remember, he was featured in for Team USA with the select team, and when they played up against the big dogs in Paris. And remember, people were watching that film a little bit like, yo, is Flagg ready to hoop in the league now? Should he just skip college?
Yeah.
Matter of fact, what the hell is Jason Tatum doing on the team? Put Flagg on the team out there in Paris. People were saying that, not just me.
Oh, the infamous people were saying.
Yeah, people were saying it. Folks were talking. Hey, streets was talking.
Yeah.
Not me. Not me. I was just listening. I was enjoying the discourse. But no, that's how special this dude is, right? Kid out of Maine. He's a wing that is lengthy enough to be a great, rim protector, but then also flashy enough and good enough with the handle to be spectacular on the court. He's in the National Player of the Year conversation. In fact, a few days ago, he was the favorite on MGM Bet. I looked it up. He was minus 140, whereas Johnny Boone out of Auburn plus 110. Cooper Flagg was supposed to be the guy to get that crown as well. If he doesn't play the rest of the ACC tournament, CCAT, Boone's got a great chance to swipe that out from his trophy case as well.
And what do you have left to care about other than the logo on the chest of Duke basketball players? I just saw a guy's name is Kon, K-O-N.
Yeah.
What does that mean? I'm sorry, I had to bring it up. His name's Kon, K-O-N Nuppel.
And that, oh my gosh, don't...
K-N-U-E-P-P-E-L.
This is where the real college basketball, like the hoop heads, are going to come storming through this radio station angered. But again, CCAT, what you just said right there, and what I'm, regurgitating here on these airwaves is exactly why this injury, if it holds Flagg out for the rest of this tournament and potentially even for a round or two in the NCAA tournament, it is a killjoy. It is a big letdown because we need that guy in it so that we have more eyes on the sport and so that we also see the best of the best on the big stage for college basketball. I'm a little ticked off, but all not lost. What's the latest we've seen on the injury? I know the game is ended, and CBS Sports reported it as what, a rolled ankle?
Yeah, that was the verbiage used. He went up and came down on his ankle. Not anything as extreme as like a Paul George, Kevin Ware type situation. Yeah. He was on the bench and he was rooting on his team after the fact. But they were clearly very precautious, so much as though as to break out the Paul Pierce wheelchair. That's where he was leaving the court in a wheelchair, which always raises eyebrows and catches your attention when you're strolling Twitter and you see the best and biggest star in college basketball in a wheelchair exiting an ACC quarterfinal. That scares you to death. But it looks like he's in good spirits. But I'm waiting for more reports on it.
In good spirits is always hilarious, especially when it's like a basketball injury, or like an injury that's not super severe. I feel like in good spirits should only be like
he gives a thumbs up on the stretcher. That's the good spirits.
In good spirits should be relegated to those serious like football injuries. Like I talk about head injury, like Tua Tagovailoa. That's a guy that we could talk about as in good spirits. Maybe even a rupture of your Achilles or something in basketball. We could talk about in good spirits. A rolled ankle, CCAT, that's a deep pool.
So in good spirits is in the same update as he has all feeling in his lower extremities, and then he also is in good spirits.
Yes, stable condition.
He's thankful for Duke Nation.
Yes. Matter of fact, the fact that you said Flagg is in good spirits, somebody that just tapped in here to theoretically speaking is like, oh, he's done for the year.
I was like, I hope we see him in 2025, man.
Yeah. Like, you can't say in good spirits with a rolled ankle, but what you can say is this is going to impact a Duke team that has been hot. I think they've rolled off 8 straight wins. They are the number 1 team in the nation right now. They closed out the season with some huge wins in ACC play. They were likely going to roll through the ACC tournament. Who knows what happens now? They're still probably the most talented team in that league. But again, none of that matters. What matters is now we're going to miss FLAGG on the big stage as college basketball has its huge coming out party for the general public like you, like me, who was kind of looking forward to this, especially one more chapter of Duke UNC. So, again, FLAGG, huge disappointment. To me, it's the biggest letdown in sports. I mean, the Super Bowl was a letdown. You brought that up earlier.
Yeah, because the general public was expecting a good game between the Eagles and Chiefs, and we really, before the game, were given no reason not to see one.
See, I disassociated myself so much with the results of that Super Bowl that I no longer even think of it as a letdown. It was such a beatdown that supersedes it being a letdown to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just it was bewildering. Now, remember, we also had a beatdown in the Buccaneers-Chiefs Super Bowl from, what was that, 19 or 2020?
That was the 2020 season, and it took place in 2021.
So, to me, I think that one was probably even a greater letdown because you wanted to tune in to watch Baby Goat versus the Goat.
Yeah.
And you didn't get that competitive matchup, that back and forth that we're going to be like talking about, harrowing about. Oh my God, when Brady and Mahomes duked it out.
And like whoever gets the ball last, they're going to have it. No, we never had that.
We kind of deserved that too because Brady still obviously had it at a high level and Mahomes was just peeking into his prime. But that offensive line failed the Chiefs that year. So to me, I think that was a bigger letdown. And maybe this FLAGG thing, if he doesn't play in the tourney, would be probably the biggest letdown since that because it is the biggest stage. And I can't imagine having that guy out. Like, I think about the last couple of Duke players who were clearly like the best in college basketball that had like injuries in season. Of course, Zion Williamson. Remember the rhetoric around that? I'll just park him until the NBA. If I'm Zion, after his foot busted through the shoe and he had the lower body issues, this guy's going to be good. He should just not play again. Just sit out.
Yeah.
Idiotic. He, of course, came back and played. I think they lost in the Elite Eight that year to Michigan State by a point. That was a letdown if you're a Duke fan to have Zion, R.J. Barrett, Cam Reddish all on one team, the big three. I remember going to that McDonald's All-American game and seeing those guys all buddied up and thinking, man, college basketball is in for some trouble. Elite Eight lost. That's how tough it is in that realm. And then you got Kyrie Irving back in 2010. Who missed most of the season, but he came back at least for the tournament. We need Cooper FLAGG in the tournament, bro.
Yeah, if we're going to stay on the basketball, the college basketball trend in terms of letdowns, I feel like there's actually a lot of them. And I feel like the excitement that you get in college basketball happens in the first 4 days of it. And then if you're lucky, you get an instant classic with Purdue and Virginia and games like that. But if you talk about the last 2 years, UConn kind of gave us letdowns. There was no reason to tune into the national championship game because Dan Hurley and UConn were so much better. They were on another level than the rest of the field.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to talk about a general public, for everyone except for UConn fans, they have delivered nothing but letdowns to basketball fans.
Well, I mean, they're let down this year, so
that's true.
That counts for anything.
A
for
slow
UConn.
burn letdown, yeah.
Yeah. If that counts for anything.
But this is so much better. If we went into this NCAA tournament and this weekend of conference tournaments knowing that UConn was just as good or better than the last 2 years, there would be so much less buzz. Because how often do you want to have the Duke versus the field conversation?
No.
March Madness is March Madness because anything can happen. And with UConn, not anything could happen. It was them.
It was over once it started.
Like a margin of victory of like 16 plus every single game.
Yeah, that was crazy. What's even crazier to me is they won't even likely get a chance. I don't feel like they'll get a chance at a three-peat here. And the talk around them three-peating was resonated so much. Remember all of that with UConn in the offseason?
Yeah.
Danny Hurley interviewing for the Lakers job and him having us being like, yeah, he's the best coach. He's the best coaching prospect in all of sports. He needs to go to the Lakers, take the big deal. Like, now look at it right now.
The second show in this show's history talked about what makes a dynasty.
Yeah.
And it was all about UConn because it was just a day after UConn won the men's national championship in basketball. And it was boring. And we were kind of resigning ourselves as well, whenever Dan Hurley hangs it up in college, I guess that's when we can have another March Madness conversation because we're just kind of formality that UConn's going to win.
I'm the best damn coach in this game. Dan Hurley right there.
What do you call it? Hey, yeah, Baldy. That's what he yelled at Heckler the fan.
Yeah. I'm like, I guess when you're turned on like that, when you kind of have the switch flipped, it's hard to turn it off. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to, when you jump into character, it's kind of like when people talk about those method actors or people that really get into their role. It's hard for them sometimes to turn it off. You have to get so entrenched in it. And when you're in the heat of battle, even though Dan Hurley, you ain't setting no screens, you ain't, you know what I'm saying? You're not spotting up in the corner.
You know, the casual college basketball fan has had a tough couple of years in terms of intriguing play when you're kind of excited about Duke being number one in the country.
Yeah.
When Duke being the top dog with the best player seems somewhat fresh.
People don't hate Duke like that anymore, though.
No.
Nobody. That's one of the weirdest, I think, I was going to say heel turns, like the opposite almost, but like Duke
face
basketball.
Turn.
What do you call it?
In wrestling, it's called a face turn.
Face turn.
You're now a baby face.
Yeah. I think Duke is now closer to that than it's ever been, and especially given today, like I think most of America is sad we're not likely going to see Cooper Flagg at least in the ACC tournament, and everybody's hopeful he's back for the men's national tournament, and a lot of that is kind of tied to the fact that there's no hate for Duke. People still hate the Cowboys. Who hates Duke outside of North Carolina?
No, but what was the name of the guy who was like carried out hobbling off the court when someone stormed the court on Duke?
You're talking
it was on Duke, and there was an image of him crying when getting off the court.
That was
last year, wasn't it?
Last year. Kyle Filipowski.
Yes.
Filipowski, yeah.
Yeah, he's a villain.
He's a villain.
And that was just last year.
You know what it is? This Duke team doesn't really have a true villain. Maybe a villain would emerge through the tournament here as we go, because there's always one. There's always one on that roster. There's always one over there in Duke. You know, they find their way.
The Grayson Allens of sort.
Yeah, the Grayson Allens. Like, you're going to have that happen when you're talking about Duke basketball. But they didn't have one yet, and we might not even get one because people ain't going to be paying as much attention to Duke because no Cooper Flagg likely.
That's true. We could have seen a Cooper Flagg villain turn.
No,
a heel turn of Cooper
no
Flagg.
way.
If he just gets a little bit too whiny,
get
a little bit too floppy, if he mouths off at the wrong time and it picks up on a mic, people would turn on Cooper Flagg. And even though he might be the best in the country, they can still learn to hate him because he's wearing a Duke uniform. It's so easy and it's so natural. Your body wants to hate Duke. Unless you're a Duke fan, you want the worst for the Blue Devils.
It's true. I agree with you. I just don't see it as much anymore. Maybe a lot of that is tied to the fact that college basketball has kind of lost its luster over the past couple of years, partially because of the fact that we haven't had the true stars in college basketball like that, but then also UConn's dominance hurts that. I don't think there's that much hate for Duke. Not that much hate for Duke. Man, I know what there's a lot of love for, especially in this area, especially in Florida and the South in general. NASCAR is coming back to Homestead Miami Speedway, and you can visit our contest page, ESPN West Palm Contest, to get some info on that. We're going to have some on-air giveaways, including today, right?
Yep.
We're doing that.
Today at around 2:45 and on Russo and Rizzo.
Yeah.
A couple of pairs of NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series tickets for next week, Friday, the 21st. We're giving away those tickets today.
We'll play a little race car riddles. It's a new trivia game here on Theoretically Speaking. Race car riddles. It's going to be fun. We'll also have some giveaways on social media and on our ESPN West Palm Facebook page. So if you want to win some tickets to some high-octane meets, high-octane meeting the high banks, 3 races, 3 days, March 21st through the 23rd during spring break. We're racing paradise here. Buy tickets at homesteadmiamispeedway.com. And if you want to win some, stick around right here. We're going to have some later on in today's show. And as well, like he said, 4 o'clock, Russo and Rizzo right here on ESPN 106.3 and also streaming live on your ESPN app. Vontae in the chat says that Duke actually feels stronger this year than the year when they had the big three, Zion and Reddish and Barrett, because of how they have been churning. And I got to agree with him. I think we would have felt more of that through this ACC tournament. I think that people would have lined more up on that train. Auburn fell off on the back end of the year. They had the big overtime loss to Alabama. Boone really wasn't like hooping like that. I think he had a couple of single-digit outings and whatnot. It's been lacking its luster a little bit out there as well, but this does feel like that Duke team that can get back there and hoist up the trophy. That's why it is like they need to fly the best doctors in. They need to fly, the best, physical therapist, get our people at Baptist Health get involved. Like, get Coop right, because we need FLAGG ASAP, especially if you can somehow get him right for tomorrow for the Tar Heels.
I know two things about this college basketball season. It's Cooper FLAGG, and it's that the SEC is really, really good.
Yeah,
that's
weird.
all I've got. Oftentimes when there's a sequel of a movie coming out in theaters and it's got highly rated, it's got a lot of hype behind it, and I watched the first one, but it was 3 years ago. I won't rewatch that first movie. I'll watch a YouTube video that's like 20 minutes long that is everything you need to know to watch X movie.
Doom.
That's the perfect example. I need everything you need to know before March Madness. I need one of those videos because that's the only thing I know is the SEC is good. Cooper FLAGG's the best player in the country.
Yep. And some will tell you Boone out of Auburn is. And I also will say this too. There's actually a lot of content that's just like that. That's just like that because people understand it. That's what I like about college basketball too. There's a lot of sports that are pretentious. There's a lot of sports that have fans that are really snooty. Oh, you don't know? You're not tapped in? You don't know about. Think about like your golfs. Baseball's like this as well. Baseball. What's another sport that is gatekeepy if you don't? The NBA is kind of like that. NBA fans can be sticklers.
Sure.
I feel like in college basketball, everybody understands this is the time of the year where we welcome all in. Come, join the fun. It's not a lot of hate. In fact, they welcome you in because they think they could beat you at your brackets, and then the novice that hasn't watched the second all year absolutely destroys it.
Mm-hmm. Pick all the one seeds and then pick your favorite logo.
I always try to get too cute on my March Madness brackets. Are we doing the bracket challenge?
Yeah, we'll have one office wide.
Yeah. I always get too cute, and I try to predict that 7 seed that just makes the run or that 8 seed. And it's just like, what am I doing to myself?
The thing is, the first time I ever did the ESPN Tournament Challenge when I was a kid was the Kemba Walker UConn year.
Man.
And I guessed correctly because I was stuck at home. I think I was sick, so I was watching that conference tournament. Cardiac Kemba beat Pitt, and I was like, okay, they must be the best team. So I picked that random 8 seed to win it all, and they just so happened to do it. And I've never reached that high water mark, that beginner's luck of tournament challenge stardom.
It feels like that was the one, like I can't count many years in college basketball where the team that all of America kind of wanted to win from early on in the tournament actually ended up on top. Like there's been times where it's been the America's team, quote unquote, that makes it to the title game. I think about Gordon Hayward's Butler squad, but they lose. There's the Kentucky squads year after year that'll have like the prominent freshmen on there that people are rooting for and backing, and they lose. The Duke squad that I just recently talked about with Zion and RJ Barrett in them, and they lost in the Elite Eight. College basketball, the amount of parity that you have because it's a one-and-done tournament with a bunch of 18 and 19-year-olds and whatnot, it gives life and it takes it away absolutely. And that's what this feels like when FLAGG doesn't play.
Yeah, you rarely have that storybook ending.
Yeah. Well, you have a storybook ending, but you rarely have the team. And I'll try to think about it over the break and maybe deliver it on the other side. We got Jonathan Zaslow pulling up on us from Zaslow Show 2.0. Try to think about the last team that America backed almost from the tip of the tournament that actually made it all the way through and actually won the championship. And the most recent one I can think of is Kemba.
Yeah,
can't think of anything else.
So win it all, those Loyola Chicago teams always were interesting and fun to watch because they looked like they were out of Harry Potter. And you had, Sister
Teresa?
No. Sister Anne, maybe?
No. How did we forget this already?
I know, she's still kicking too.
Yeah.
Loyola.
We have to get this. Loyola.
I'm looking it up. Do you want me to look it up?
Look it up. Sister Jean. Yeah, Sister Jean. So she's still holding it down for them, and we'll see. You know what? We'll find out in the break and bring back on the other side is whether or not Sister Jean and Loyola will be kicking it in the tournament this year. What are their odds? So since we all have not been tapped in, we'll tap in the break and deliver that on the other side. Plus, Jonathan Zaslow pulls up on us the talk and the voice and the face of the 305 for us here in Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast, professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Tonight, the road to March Madness starts here, and ESPN 106.3 has you plugged into coverage of the ACC tournament. We go live to Greensboro at 6:30, right here on ESPN 106.3.
Hey, ref, timeout, man. All right, team, we're only down by 5. We can still win this. Grab some water and get back out there. Wait, no, not that water. That's full of contaminants and pharmaceuticals. You need Culligan water. With their free water test and reverse osmosis purification system, you'll have clean, refreshing water just like a slam dunk. Schedule your free consultation today at Culligan.com. Culligan, your partner for better water.
Hey, Culligan man!
March just got a whole lot sweeter at DQ Grill and Chill. Enjoy the blizzard of the month, Mint Oreo. Packed with creamy mint and crunchy Oreo pieces. Want extra crunch? Try the new Crunch and Oreo cookie cone dip. And cool off with the refreshing new orange cream shake. It's like sipping sunshine in a cup. Plus, free cone day is Thursday, March 20th. Come in for a free small vanilla cone. No purchase necessary. DQ Grill and Chill with 2 locations. 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
It's the ultimate St. Patrick's Day party at your local Duffy Sports Grill. All day Monday, March 17th, get the St. Patty's Day Classic corned beef and cabbage, made with certified Angus beef for just $15.99. And great drink specials from March 15th through the 17th. $4 Green Miller Lite pints, $6 Jameson shots, and $7 Guinness pints. There's one place to go to soak in all things St. Patrick's Day, your local Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy's, our game is always on.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Sam, do you know what these trucks have in common?
They are all Ford trucks. And they're built Ford tough.
Also true, but specifically they're Ford F-Series trucks, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years.
48 years? We should celebrate a month-long event.
Sam.
A truckload of value.
Sam.
Across the entire lineup of Ford trucks.
Sam.
That's called Truck Month already, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I knew it.
Based on 1977 to 2024 CY Industry reported total sales.
It's spring break, and Palm Beach Zoo is roaring with excitement. Come explore Tiger Forest, the reimagined tiger habitat, and meet our newest Malayan tiger, Olan. Now with 3 connected spaces, our tigers roam freely in Tiger Forest, just like in the wild, walking right above you on stunning overhead trails. It's an unforgettable experience where you'll connect with these majestic animals and learn how to help protect them in the wild. New tiger, new home, new adventure. Plan your visit today at palmbeachzoo.org.
Hey everyone, it's Kevin Love.
This is Bam Adebayo.
This is Terry Rozier.
This is Jaime Jaquez Jr.
This is Nikola Jovic.
This is Duncan Robinson.
This is Tyler Hero of your Miami Heat, and you're listening to ESPN West Palm.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for Miami Heat basketball. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Oh, man, I got a very tough admission to make here in this segment. It makes me feel a little guilty, a little embarrassed, but I'll do so amongst friends as we're going to bring in our guy, Jonathan Zaslow, from Zaslow Show 2.0. The voice of the 305 here on Theoretically Speaking. But first, man, the Panthers fans, I want y'all to know it's almost playoff time. You know, it's almost playoff time. Unlike the other team I'll talk about, the Panthers, they have real prospects of playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I want y'all to join the ESPN West Palm Street team and Coors Light at Lures Riverfront Restaurant in Jensen Beach That's Sunday, March 16th from 6:30 to 8:30 as they visit the Islanders. Come cheer on the Cats. Enjoy some Coors Light and get a chance to win some Florida Panthers tickets. We'll see you Sunday at Lurs in Jensen Beach. You must be 21 or older to participate, and Molson Coors reminds you to please drink responsibly.
Lures like fishing lures, right?
Yeah, lures like fishing lures.
A hard word to say.
Should I say lures or lures is the question there, though. I'll say lures because I want people to know because lure sounds like something different.
Thankfully, we have a third-party professional communicator here to give us an answer.
Zaslow.
It sounds like you're asking, should I say it the right way or the wrong way?
But I hear what you're saying.
Wait, which is which, though?
Yeah, lures is the right way. Lure.
Well, I'll tell you that entire time I had no idea what you were talking about.
Really?
Yeah, so I think it has to be lures.
Okay. All right. So there's
lure.
so both of them you go with lure on though. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yeah, it's good to have people know what you're talking about.
You're right, because you know what I'm tripping on? The other verb of lures I'm thinking about is literally coming from fishing. It derives from fishing. It's just used in other ways. Now I feel like an idiot. Thanks a lot, Jonathan Zaslow. That's how we're starting off today. It's a Thursday. It's the best day of the week, and you come out the gates just
I love Thursday, too. It means that we're almost at Friday. Almost is a good thing. Thursday night's good going out night, too, when you're young, because it means that, like, it's almost the weekend. So, yes, I love Thursday, too.
Thursdays are the greatest. In fact, when I was in college, that's why I punted on all Friday classes. I used to tell professors, not taking your class if you're doing Friday classes, or especially Friday morning classes.
Thursday's a great going out night when you're in college.
Kicking it, baby. Yep. Kicking it. Still going to be Thirsty Thursdays happening. Now, Friday's a horrible night if you are a Heat fan, particularly this Friday night, as the Heat, who are on a 5-game skid, are hosting the defending champion Celtics at Kaseya Center, which, again, what did Tatum say? It's easy in Miami. It's easy in Miami. Well, Zaslow, it is easy in Miami right now, damn it. I'm so hurt. I hate this. I hate this right now.
I mean, these days, obviously, this season's over. Now, look, the Heat are going to make the play-in because they're 7-up on number 11 Toronto. And the Heat are going to go 0-5 on this homestand, all right, after
it's
tomorrow.
Over. Tomorrow's over already.
They're going to go winless, but they're so far ahead of number 11 Toronto, and there's still a couple games even ahead of number 10 Chicago. They're going to be a play-in team, but I don't think that they're going to get out of the play-in. And I'll tell you what, I don't want them to get out of the play-in.
Thank you.
That's not and I'm not one of these fans who a couple years ago when Victor Wembanyama was the prize, and it was like, oh, we don't even want to beat Chicago here in the play-in game. Would rather have a minuscule chance to get the number 1 pick and get Victor Wembanyama. No, that was stupid, all right? You still had Jimmy Butler. You still had a star, and the Heat ended up making the NBA Finals. You know, it was as exciting a run that the team had ever had in franchise history. That's not what this team is. This team, if they actually make the playoffs, they will get their you-know-what kicked in the first round. And it's one thing to lose to Cleveland in the first round, but you think I need 2 years in a row of getting our butt kicked to the Celtics in the first round of the playoffs? I don't need that in my life. So I'm down on this team losing. I'm good with them losing in the play-in. Maybe we get a little bit of lottery luck. I don't need to get killed by the Celtics 2 years in a row.
So
I don't need it.
Where did you stand last year? I got drilled last year because after Jimmy Butler went down against the Sixers, I think it was Oubre stepped on his foot or something like that. When Jimmy went down and we had the next play-in game, and it was clear Jimmy was not going to be good for the playoffs, and if you win that game, you got to play the Celtics in the first round. I got on here on Theoretically Speaking, and I said I would rather the Heat lose in the play-in and, number one, not have to be a mark on the Celtics' journey to a championship, what is inevitably what happened, but also improve your lottery luck so that you can get some real talent in here to help Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler in the core. They inevitably did win and get mollywopped by the Celtics. I was proud that they stole one game, so they had to put the 4-1 on the ring and not the 4-0. But you're right. I can't do another year of this. But where did you stand this time last year? Were you still on that same boat?
No,
you
I
want
wanted
to win?
them to make the play. I wanted them to win the play-in.
Why? What
Because
was the point of that?
Because I hate the Celtics, and I liked the idea of, you know what? Maybe we could put a little bit of scare into them. And don't forget,
no Jimmy.
No, but don't forget, after it was 1-1, the Heat won Game 2. We're like,
yeah.
right.
We knew what that was.
We go in a home game. Maybe it's 2-2 then after going into Game 5. Like, we were feeling really good about ourselves after that second game.
No, we weren't, John.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. We felt like we were scaring Boston.
You're right that we spooked Boston.
Yeah.
And we just when they see the Heat uniform, the Celtics do get a little spooked, which is why even though we're writing off tomorrow night at Kaseya Center as another Heat loss, that's the exact time in which you get one of those wonky SPO wins. Now, I'm not saying that's happening because the Celtics just dropped one.
9-19 in their last 28 games.
So bad.
This current Heat team. And this has been it's right up there. It might be the least enjoyable season that I've ever had to endure. Obviously, I've been right there watching every game of every season since 1988.
Yeah.
All right. And I can't pinpoint a season that has been less enjoyable than this one because, even you go back to the year they won 17 games back in 2008. All right, so we're going to get the number one overall pick. Now it ends up being the number 2 overall pick, but it's okay. We're going to be the number 1 overall pick. This one, it's so the epitome of just being mediocre. It's a slow death watching the end of this season. Very, very bad.
Jonathan Zaslow from Zaslow Show 2.0 and ESPN Radio joining us here on Theoretically Speaking in the normal Thursday spot. We're talking a little Heat basketball. I want to tell you a quick Heat story. Just went to Kaseya actually last weekend. They had the home game against the Timberwolves. That
was a good game.
That was actually, it ended up being a good game. Yeah. Now, I do have one gripe, which is kind of hilarious, and this is why I was hoping that the Heat actually, won the game on that final shot by Bam Adebayo, which was, I don't know how the hell he ends up with the ball in that spot.
Hit the top of the backboard.
Yes. I might have had a better shot of making that from my seat.
I mean, can you give it a chance? Can you get it somewhere on top of the rim?
It was incredibly bad, but I will say, and I don't want to add, fuel to the fire of those people that try and criticize our Heat fans here in South Florida, but I had, as we were sitting down, chilling, watching the game, there were so many empty seats kind of around us, in front of us, behind us. We were like, I wonder what the heck happened here, but, you ain't complaining. You're just watching the game. Zaz, when I tell you with 1 minute left in the third quarter, a family of like 10 people poured in to those very seats, both in front and behind us. It's not like we're up there close and personal. It's, it's pretty solid seats, middle range seats there at Kaseya. They pull up with a minute left in the third quarter, and they actually got up and left with about 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So they pulled up for like about, 3/4 of a quarter of that Heat game.
That was their night?
So weird. The weirdest part about the motion that they did have is not only did they pull up late and leave early, I saw one of them lingering as I tried to leave after the game, lingering in the concourse there at Kaseya Center. Just absolutely incredulous behavior by Heat fans there in the center. But then when I watched the play on the court, I kind of resonate with them, and maybe I'm going to stand pat with this squad. You know what I'm going to say going forward here, Zaz? And I didn't want to admit this early on. I'm boycotting actually watching these Heat games going throughout the rest of this regular season.
I mean, I'm never going to boycott, but I will tell you last night, it was around 8:20 last night. The Heat game obviously started at 7:30. It's about 8:20, and I'm on the couch with my wife and my older son. We're watching Reacher. Do you watch Reacher? That's on Prime.
No, I have not seen that.
Love Reacher.
What is
Great
it about?
show. Reacher is he's a former military man. He's now, he's on his own. He's kind of like a vagabond, and he manages to get caught up in just these messes, and he's out there being super strong and kicking butt.
Action show.
And doing the right thing,
Okay.
Oh, he's a big-time butt kicker,
Yeah.
all right? But so we love Reacher. New season, it's on Prime, season 3. But the point is, it's like 8:20. And I remember I go, oh, the Heat are playing right now. But I was watching Reacher, and I didn't even go to put it on the small TV in the Zaslow Mansion family room. It's just like, all right, you know what? I'm recording because I record every Heat game.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I'll just watch the second half of the game, in like an hour from now, because I'm going to watch. But the point is, there was no way I was going to sit and watch the whole game. I was just like, you know what? Second half, that's good enough for me tonight.
It's just rough because you obviously want them to continue to lose. It's no point in them actually losing out anyways because, like you said, they're so far ahead of the Raptors.
Yeah,
they're not going to jump out of the play-in.
They're going to make the play-in.
It's just a weird watch at this point. You want to see what happens with Khalil Ware. You want to see his progression and whatnot.
He's struggling a little bit right now, too. He's going through some hard times.
Exactly. So I just don't want any parts of it, and I don't want tomorrow's game to even happen. In my ecosystem, in my existence, I'm not second screening that thing. I'm not even going to watch it back on YouTube or anything like that unless I get that notification.
I
Tatum
hear
went 2 for 12 from deep, and you get a Tyler Hero rally or something in the second half. Unless I get that notification, I am not tapping in.
No, this is a brutal season. I can't wait for it to end. I'm with you in that regard. I'm not boycotting anything.
Yeah.
I'm still watching.
But you have to. You're the voice in the face of the 305. You are Zaslow Show 2.0. The people need you.
Well,
you gotta watch it.
There's that, but also it's still my team. All right, you got to have some character as a fan.
Yeah.
You got to be there with the bad times too.
I can't. The other side of this is the time of the year where I most can sacrifice some of my sports watching time and give way to the wife when she wants to watch a reality show or whatnot. Like the other night, we're watching some kind of Bachelorette spinoff thing, and I'm like, fine, I'll take that now.
That's terrible.
Paying my dues. And on the back end, I'll get mine. Zaslow pulling up on us here on a Thursday. Did you see the Cooper Flagg news, man?
Well, what's the news? I was watching the game. What's the news?
So, we haven't gotten an official update on what the injury is, and we can see if there's a new one. But again, rolled ankle, out for today, likely going to be out tomorrow as they might play the Tar Heels. And likely probably don't see him until the NCAA tournament starts.
Yeah, you can't play him tomorrow. That's for sure. I mean, they were down big in the first half. They came back. They won today. You can't play him tomorrow because the reality is, who cares about the ACC tournament? And you're hoping that you don't play again until Friday. Could be Thursday, of course. So, I mean, is it a situation where he comes back in a week? I don't know. I know he came back and he sat on the bench in the second half, but he couldn't put much weight on it. When he got hurt, he was helped to the locker room, then a wheelchair. So not a good situation. But at the same time, can he be better in 2 weeks? This Duke team that's number 1 right now, they should be able to win 2 games at the start of the tournament without him.
Yeah.
So, maybe they can get through the first weekend without Cooper Flagg.
Right, especially as a 1 seed. CCAT has an update here.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire. If your vehicle has issues with braking or other issues, get it fixed right now at St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
As of 21 seconds ago, Duke head coach John Shire says Cooper Flagg
will have his leg amputated.
Not quite. Not yet. He sprained his ankle. The X-ray at the Spectrum Center was negative. And they used the prayer hands emoji, which that means good.
Perfect.
Yeah, you got to. No, wait, hold on. Does that mean good, or does it mean that they're praying for him? They hope it's still nothing bad.
That's a good question, Zaslow, because earlier CCAT said Cooper Flagg is in good spirits, and I felt somehow that made me a little more eerie about the situation.
Okay, not the prayer hands emoji, the praise hands emoji.
Oh, the praise hands. Those are different.
The 2 hands up like, oh, thank goodness.
Oh, yeah. That's a very different thing, CCAT.
Why would you say
two
prayer?
really different things.
Here's the thing. I don't know what negative X-rays mean. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Oh, you're one of those where the doctor says the X-ray is negative? You think you have cancer?
Yes, exactly. That feels like a negative result, doesn't it?
They should find a different way.
When you find nothing, that's negative.
Okay.
Negative's great.
Isn't there a better way? There's got to be a better way. He's right, you're right, and of course we can just learn it the correct way. Maybe that needs to be baked into 5th grade English or something, but there's got to be a better way for doctors to communicate that to us.
I just think you got to know. Like CCAT's going in for a test. They're doing a battery of tests, and he's like, I got to tell you, the test came back positive. You're in big trouble.
No, you're right. That does sound.
You're
worse.
Actually very healthy. Positive test. Okay.
But it's different than saying the test is positive versus the X-rays were positive.
No, those are actually
negative.
the same thing.
It's not.
Totally the same
X-rays
thing.
came back negative? That sounds bad.
Yeah, I got a positive X-rays today. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
if you win the lottery, what happened?
Hey, prayer hands.
So you think your test came back positive? It means everything that was in the test was a good thing?
For my whole life, I've been told that positive tests were good.
No.
And all of a sudden, COVID comes around or doctor appointments come around, and I got to turn around and figure something else out?
No, negative.
Yeah, I get it.
Negative is your friend here. And the hand emojis where it's the prayers.
This is praising.
Yeah, praising.
This is praise hands is hands up, and the ones together is prayer emojis.
Yeah, that means you're not out of the woods, that one.
Or also, I've heard that might be a high five, depending on your perspective.
Ah, yes.
So
that's true. Could be 2 different hands from 2 different people. There's a reason why you can change the color of each hand.
I don't know if you can do that in the prayer one. I got to check. You can do that in the handshake.
There are the hand emojis with the high fives, and you can have 2 different colored hands.
Yes. Well, I
did not know
That's
that.
the thing. Yeah, the one that we
prayer
assume
emoji
is
one?
prayer. Yeah.
You could do different color hands on each one because that would determine. That would determine that it's definitely a high five and not a prayer.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Because you can't do that with your own hands. Like everybody, you generally, if your right hand is like one shade of brown, the left hand is going to be similar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's like
Or you're a
in
trucker.
all of my time and research. Yeah.
You ever seen a trucker who holds their left arm out the window?
Right.
Yes.
And that arm gets really, really tan?
Yeah.
Oh,
That might be the
okay.
exception.
Wow. We're really
That's
getting
weird. Look at that guy right there.
Yeah.
He's got one arm. It's one color. The other one's another.
Here on Theoretic Speaking, you can get breakdowns of the different variations of color of truckers' arms. But on Zaslow Show 2.0, Zaz, what do good people get when they tap in with you?
Everything 305. I mean, everything Miami sports related. Like today, we did quite a bit on the Heat. We talked NBA MVP.
Sorry about that,
And
by
of
the way.
course, we're looking forward to Panthers and Maple Leafs tonight. Zaslow Show 2.0, wherever you get your podcasts. You just search, boom, it's right there. Love you long time. Every Monday through Friday, you download a new episode, and every episode is sponsored by Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. The entire show is only possible because of Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. You're involved in an accident, you're dealing with a personal injury. They have a specific set of skills they put to work for you. 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. They will get you the money that you deserve.
Zaz, appreciate your time. Good luck with that Heat watch tomorrow. I won't be having any part in it.
Well, enjoy the rest of the college basketball this weekend.
Yes.
We'll have some tournament that we could talk about next week.
That's going to be a lot of fun. That was Jonathan Zaslow. Appreciate you as always. And he was on the Baptist Health Hotline here on Theoretically Speaking. Y'all know the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. Are you experiencing foot and ankle pain and need to see an expert in the field? Baptist Health Orthopedic Care is a team of foot and ankle orthopedic surgeons and specialists who are regarded as leaders in their specialty. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho to learn more today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit BaptistHealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting BaptistHealth.net/ortho. I think it's time for a game, C-Cat.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's time. Now, this is your kind of party. This is you.
Yeah?
Because you did the NASCAR commercial here, and then in your voice, I just feel like this is your ambiance. This is your aura.
All right. If you're going to put me on the spot,
yeah,
I'd be happy to. Because theoretically speaking, we know we take care of our fans.
Come on.
Each and every way we know how.
Yes.
We love giving stuff away. Specifically today, 2 tickets to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Friday, March 21st.
Friday, March 21st, so the day after the best day of the week, Friday, and that's going to be next Friday.
And you know what? For this occasion, and maybe this occasion only, Friday will be your best day of the week because you're going to go to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series a week from tomorrow.
Wow.
If you are the winner of Race Car Riddles.
Race Car Riddles. So that's the game we're playing today with some tickets to Homestead Miami Speedway. And again, NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series right here Friday. That's a big one. That's 2 tickets for free. You're going to want to tap in. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Now, how do you actually win? Is there a riddle you give and then they have to answer it? How does this work?
I'm going to give the riddle right here, right now.
Oh, man.
You think you got it right? Call in. We'll talk to you during the break. If you're first, we're going to let you on and try to answer it live on the air. So here is your first race car riddle. I was called the Intimidator, fierce and bold. In my black number 3, I chased the gold. A Daytona win was my career's delight. Who am I? A legend of the night? Which NASCAR legend is that referring to? One more time, I was called the Intimidator, fierce and bold. In my black number 3, I chased the gold. A Daytona win was my career's delight. Who am I? A legend of the night? Which NASCAR legend is that referring to?
888-760-3776. That's the number. 760-3776. Call in, answer the riddle. You can win 2 tickets to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Friday, March 21st. That's next Friday. And was that a riddle or a haiku?
I think a haiku, there is a syllable requirement for haikus. Yes. I don't know if that applies.
Say haiku. It's haiku.
Haiku? All right.
We just
got a break.
Our pronunciation here today is all over the place. I don't want to lure you in, but on the other side, we will give out the winner to our race car riddles. Again, 888-760-3776. Give the riddle to C-Cat. We'll get you on the other end. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and I...
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
We also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hi, this is Scott Smith of Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. I have said it many times before, and I will continue to say it for many years to come. There is never a good time for a car accident to occur, and most certainly never ever a good time to suffer injuries in any type of an accident. The accident and its overall aftermath will usually cause pain, difficulty, and stress. Florida law allows accident victims to recover compensation for such losses, injuries, and damages. But such recovery is often not obtained easily and can require a lengthy fight with an insurance company. If you've been injured in an accident, call us now. Don't delay. The initial consultation is completely free of charge. The sooner you call us, the sooner we can put our experienced legal team to work for you. Don't hesitate or pause for another minute. Our experience, knowledge, and resources could be working for you just minutes after the call. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com, pbhnphysiciangroup.com, to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Group.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You know, they say like 80% of communication is nonverbal. A lot of it is body language. And, C-Cat, I got to ask.
Yeah.
Hate to do this to you.
Okay.
But who had you cheesing like that on the phone during the break?
Sometimes I love my job, and I love giving stuff away.
This guy, like, I haven't seen C-Cat look so happy in so long since right then. Like, you look like a middle school kid who just got a yes on like a homecoming dance on the phone. Like,
well, who had me cheesing was Scott in Port St. Lucie.
Scott is in Port St. Lucie. Scott's in Port St. Lucie. He's first up to answer our race car riddles for 2 tickets to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on Friday, March 21st. Scott is in Port St. Lucie, and Scott, let's pot him up right here.
Yeah, Scott, I'll read the riddle again for someone just tuning in, and Scott will get your answer. So,
don't get the cheesing again, C-Cat.
I was called the Intimidator, fierce and bold. In my black number 3, I chased the gold. A Daytona win was my career's delight. Who am I? A legend of the night. Who am I, Scott?
Dale Earnhardt Sr.
Bang! Hey, there we go.
Come on.
And don't forget the senior. Congratulations. Great specification there. Scott, you're headed to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Friday, March 21st. Have you ever been to one of those?
No, sir. Only Loudon, New Hampshire.
Let's go. Well, I'm glad to help introduce you to this one out here, Miami Homestead Speedway. C-Cat, congratulations on your friend Scott making it happen, and see you at the race park.
Of course, everyone was calling in trying to win these tickets, so they were all rooting on the downfall of caller number 1, which happened to be Scott.
Yeah,
they were rooting for him to get it wrong, and they didn't.
So and that's good. That's good. We had callers obviously lined up, ready to rock. Scott wins it. Congratulations to our guy here. And we are happy to make some motion happen. I'm sad to say, with the happy hour, which is coming up here, we're not going to have a Tina appearance. No Tina this happy hour. She's got a little motion. She's got a little motion on tour. So instead, we'll have to just hit a get around. Should we hit the get around here? Get around now.
We can do it right.
Get around right now. Get around right now because we can put the happy hour off. Get around season, baby. Biggest headlines, town to town, across the states, even across the map, the globe, if you will. Where are we headed to first, C-Cat?
Next stop,
we are going to go to Las Vegas, Nevada. Why, you might ask?
To gamble our money away.
No, not today. Maybe someday.
Yeah.
But Joe Fortenbaugh, that's where he resides.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Joe Fortenbaugh is on Joe and Q on ESPN Radio. You hear them every single day on ESPN 106.3 and nationwide.
Leading right into us.
Did you hear what Joe Fortenbaugh had to say about your Kansas City Chiefs? Well, here's his expectations of the Chiefs.
I would not expect them in the Super Bowl next year. I don't expect them in the AFC Championship game next year. I'm going to be betting that they do not win the AFC West next year. Right now, it sounds crazy because of how dominant they've been. But at some point, the bottom's going to fall out on these guys.
So which one was that Joe Fortenbaugh right there?
That was Joe
Fortenbaugh. No. That's no way that's Joe from Joe and Q. That was him.
Yeah.
Like the betting, the gambling expert,
one
ESPN
of the smartest
bet.
people that has ever graced these airwaves.
The hell is... Man, I'm tripping. I heard there's a high school out here named St. Aloysius. They are the Chiefs. And he must be assuming that the Chiefs are not going to be that good next year. There's no way he's talking about the Kansas City Chiefs.
He's talking about the NFL's very own Kansas City Chiefs.
I know Cooper Flagg got hurt today. Am I missing something on Patrick Mahomes? Let's see. Mahomes. Just a restructure. That's it. Just a contract restructure. So no news on Mahomes.
He's healthy.
Oh, let's check about Andy Reid right quick. Andy Reid.
He's coming back. I think they talked about it during Super Bowl week.
Yeah, he's got a big smile on his face. In fact, they're a little motivated coming off of a Super Bowl loss. So where the hell is this coming from? What evidence since Patrick Mahomes has laid his foot into a cleat out at Arrowhead Stadium would tell you that the Chiefs would not win the division. His first year starting, 50 touchdowns and MVP at AFC Championship appearance. He's never, ever ended a season outside of the overtime of the AFC title game. Yet, not only is this guy not predicting them to make it back to the Mahomes Invitational, he's also saying they won't win the division that they've won, 7, 8 straight years now? I just don't. What are we doing? What are we doing? We're just saying things now. It's
this
early.
is March 13th football talk. That's what that
Just saying things. He's just like, oh, do I have to have a take right now on the Chiefs? I'll say it. I don't have to bet it yet, so I'll just say it, and I'll get some head waves, and maybe theoretically speaking, it'll bring me up. So congratulations, Joe Fortenbaugh. You made it.
Next stop,
we're going to go to Ponte Vedra, Florida.
Can I just hit him up and bet him personally on that? We don't have to go through a sports book. Joe Fortenbaugh, you come holla at me. We'll make that bet together, and I'll give you whatever odds you want because it ain't happening. Sorry.
I think you should do that.
Yeah, no, for real. We will. We'll get. I know some people that know his people.
Ponte Vedra, Florida. I'm going to be there this weekend. That is the home of TPC Sawgrass. That is the home of the Players' Championship that is underway today. I was watching it all morning, but the fireworks began on the iconic Island Green yesterday. As is tradition, each Pro Tour player's caddy gets a tee off on 17 during the practice rounds. Colin Morikawa's caddy, Colin Morikawa, who was one stroke from winning last week's Arnold Palmer Invitational. It took a miracle chip in on 16 for him to lose that tournament. Well, his caddy had a hole-in-one yesterday during their practice round on the 17th Island Green.
See, but is that a good thing?
For that pairing? You think that dynamic is harmed because obviously Colin Morikawa is not going to do better than his caddy did on the very same green?
No, well, what I mean by that is like golfers are sometimes superstitious. Like Mark Calcavecchia, who I had that great one-on-one with out at Lost Lake, he told me in his practice rounds or even especially in pro-ams, he would purposely like miss certain putts or kind of like throw away certain holes so he doesn't shoot too well because he doesn't want to waste it in the rounds that don't count. So is it kind of an omen? Is it a bad thing that your caddy is out here hole-in-one on 17? Which obviously is a good thing, but I'm just saying, like, is it superstitious?
It's a very fragile relationship that deals with egos, but I hope him and his caddy, Colin Morikawa, and his caddy, JJ, are very close because he's got to rib him. If Colin Morikawa hits it into the water on one of the 2 to 4 rounds that he plays this week, he's got to give him a whole lot of crap.
Yeah.
Like, no, see what you got to do. You got to grip, stronger grip, make sure you rotate.
Yeah.
Yes, you got to hold the platter.
Like this.
Exactly.
And it hits another hole-in-one, too. That'll be great. That should be some fun to watch.
Next stop,
going to Denver, Colorado, or Oklahoma City, because I forget where this game was played. But in the last rendition of that Nuggets versus Thunder blossoming rivalry of the top teams in the West, not named the Lakers, Nikola Jokic, he wasn't actually 100%. Hear it from Brian Windhorst about what Jokic responded when Mike Malone, his head coach, said, maybe we'll sit you down tonight. We don't need you.
Michael Malone kind of wanted Jokic to sit out of this game because he'd hurt his elbow on Sunday, and Jokic said, hell no. And
that's a quote, by the way.
Yeah, that's a terrific display from them. And
so my thing with this, it proves me 2 things. Number one, Jokic will try and play coy and act as if he doesn't care that much about basketball and all that. That dude cares a hell of a lot. He also, these individual awards, they matter to him. He wants that MVP. He wants to finish the season averaging a triple-double, and he should. But more importantly, because that's the, like, pessimistic, negative, cynical way to look at it, I like to be more of a hopeful guy, a glass half full. Jokic, being as dominant and great as he is and also readily available and not one of those guys that sits games out, even against the own advice of his head coach, is a huge win for basketball. We criticize him all the time because the Joker doesn't lean in to be a big personality or to do a lot of appearances or commercials, and he'll never want to be the face of the league.
People criticize his love of the game.
Yeah, they do. But it's not the love of the game. It's more so the attention he doesn't care about. He loves the accolades. He loves winning. He absolutely loves playing basketball. He just doesn't care about the attention that comes with it. I think that this is good for basketball when stars like him are banged up playing through it and doing it as well as he has. And if you look at all of his years of playing, he plays a lot. 75 games, 80 games, 73, 72, 74. The lowest mark is 69, and that was in 2022 when he had a little bit of hobbledness, but that was obviously it turned out to be a good year for the Nuggets.
Wow. I didn't know he was a workhorse like that.
He really, look, Jokic, as big as he is, and it looks like he might be out of shape, that dude, he gets out there and plays with the best of them. So you got to appreciate that.
Next up
on the Get Around brings us to Santa Clara, California, because that's where I think the 49ers play, right?
Yeah,
San Francisco?
Yeah, Santa Clara.
Well, Mac Jones is now a San Francisco 49er. He signed a 2-year, $7 million deal. Of course, Mac Jones, former Patriot. Most recent stop was a Jacksonville Jaguar, where I said this might be his career rejuvenation. He had a fire lit under him. He scored a touchdown his first drive when he took over for an injured Trevor Lawrence. Turns out that wasn't the truth. But now, Mac Jones going to the 49ers.
You know, this reminds me of when back in college, a lot of us actually went to a certain barber that was kind of off campus, harder to get to. He wasn't even that good of a barber, but he was accessible, had a shop, worked out. And then one of my homies actually pulled up one day, had one of the meanest, freshest cuts. We're like, yo, where'd you get that, dog? You're looking, that's cold. That's a good tape fade. Like, he actually faded that thing out right. This is, I can see the artistry behind that haircut. And we were like, he told us my boy Hal actually, who cut some hair on campus. And then there was a major shift. Everybody started going to Hal because they was like, yo, I saw what you did for Trevor, and I want that same treatment. I want to be as cleaned up and sharp as that dude. Mac Jones looked at Kyle Shanahan and said, whoa, Sam Darnold, you done revived that dude's career. Now he's signing, deals with $60 million guaranteed. You look at Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Like, look at what he was able to do with Brock, whereas that's more of a situation thing. I don't think Brock Purdy, you get that much out of him if you throw him on any of the other 31 teams. There's very few coaches that get out of Brock Purdy what Shanahan has been able to do. Mac Jones is hoping to just soak up a little bit of that juice. Just put me in that aura, and hopefully he can come away with something. But I got news for you, Mac. It ain't happening, baby. You don't have the facilities for that, brother.
I don't know, man. I think.
Oh, don't
seriously,
do it. See,
we were asking the question.
Cut the music. Just no. I want you to say this. No, you get no instrumental for this.
We were asking the question 2 years ago when Brock Purdy was doing his thing with the 49ers and they made it all the way to the Super Bowl. That wait a second, come on, let's cut the crap. Sam Darnold could probably do the same, if not better, with the 49ers.
Yeah.
And it turns out we never got concrete proof of this because it didn't happen in a 49ers uniform, but we were kind of right because Sam Darnold left the Niners and did a great job with the Vikings, of course. Like you said, earned that $60 million guaranteed. Who's to say Mac Jones isn't also one of those guys?
We are to say that. I have seen enough of Mac Jones to say maybe he was elevated by being the quarterback of Alabama. Maybe life is really easy when you turn to your left and you see Henry Ruggs. Maybe we'll just keep moving. Henry Ruggs and who else? Jerry Jeudy at the time, right? I can't think of who are the Alabama receivers. Devontae Smith maybe had a year with them. They had I just got distracted by the ladies outside who gave me the thumbs up, and I forgot what I put on the board. But no, they had a heap of receivers at Alabama. He was blessed to just be able to throw the ball around to them. He had great stats. I don't think he's had a single good year in the NFL. His rookie season, he got the Pro Bowl nod.
Yeah, he was on the NFL Top 100. Wasn't he was on the 60-something?
Matter of fact, Mike Tannenbaum, our friend, picked him as a dark horse MVP candidate the next year based off of that.
Oh, get that. No, we can't say that on these air. I'm going to hit the dump button.
Yeah,
we can't have that.
You absolutely should.
No.
So you're not the first person to have false hope in Mac Jones, but please, it's over with.
We got one more stop on today's Get Around.
2 years, $7 million for Mac Jones, by the way, and Daniel Jones got $12 million in 1 year. Yeah, just want to remind y'all of that. So,
our last stop on today's Get Around brings us to somewhere where I was actually today, the flagship campus of Kaiser University, one of the homes of champions. We've got a big event coming up. We're going to be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, if you want to get your golf game right,
come on.
Maybe you make it all the way to the Players Championship. I know where to go.
Oh, man. You know, the thing about it is you say that maybe jokingly, but nah, they train you like a pro at Kaiser University with the Golf Coaching Center. And I know because I go. There's so many ways to improve your golf game fast at the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. They have the facilities, they've got the tools, and they've got the coaching that you need. You can enjoy the best facilities in the area with outdoor facilities, including an expansive chipping and putting area. Got the practice bunkers, but, we don't even hit into those, so I don't even know what that's for. What's the sand for? Whenever I'm at a golf course, I'm like, what do they have that for? Do people actually hit it in there?
Yeah, a miss hit sometimes falls into the bunker.
Never seen it happen when I'm playing. I don't even get there.
Yeah.
Can't even get off the tee.
Your balls are in the water.
Yeah. A huge putting green as well in the full swing practice area. Plus, the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, a private classroom, and cutting edge video and ball flight technology. If you want to train like a pro, train with the Seahawks, the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center, KaiserGolfCenter.com. KaiserGolfCenter.com and ask for lessons today. You're at a certain level of golf, right? When you actually, you hit an approach shot and it kind of just veers, not even deep into the bunker, but like a little bit into the sand, right? Maybe on the edge, and then you get mad about it. Dang it. That didn't want it to go. Come on, man. Keep it G.
You advanced the ball. You should be happy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. No, a certain level. You should be a certain level of happy if you get a good shot up there and it lands. It's a little sand adjacent in the middle of the bunker. No, but if it's right there a little bit in the sand and you get a little angry at it, that's when you know you took that next step.
This sounds like a man who tops the ball a lot. Is that where that's coming from?
No. Actually, I have gotten way off of topping the ball. The problem was I put the Kaiser lessons down for like all of football season. I stopped with all of golf. Remember, I did a little retirement from golf during football season. Now I'm getting back out there and training and whatnot. We ain't topping the ball like that no more. Not in the embarrassing way that I used to that you remember when we golfed, back before.
It is wonderful in Florida because the traditional golf in season is not the golf in season for Florida locals. It's in season for snowbirds.
Oh, right.
But the golf off season in Florida is the true in season for Florida natives because that's when the rates are cheaper. Yeah. That's when you can get tee times whenever you want. That's when the sun's out later, so there's more tee times to be had. I love the quote-unquote golf off-season traditional.
Hell yeah. And we'll get some in soon. We still got our match coming up. Can't wait to get out there and play a full round. I need to get a couple more sessions in. Happy hour on the other side. That's CCAT. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Attention, South Florida! The PGA Tour champions and the Pro Football Hall of Fame are teaming up for a one-of-a-kind event, the James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational. From March 31st to April 6th, the action takes over the old course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton, featuring Hall of Fame legends like Warren Sapp, Calvin Johnson, Andre Reed, Rondé Barber, Chris Carter, and more. Tickets are on sale now at JamesHardyInvitational.com. Don't miss your chance to be a part of the home of legends.
Cruise the campus, explore the circuit, experience F1 in Miami like never before. Your general admission ticket to the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix is here. Immerse yourself in the action with unparalleled access to different campus zones. Enjoy thrilling activities, live entertainment, and endless food and beverage options while witnessing the race, all for less than $150 per day. Visit F1MiamiGP.com to secure your spot at the 2025 Formula One Crypto.com Miami Grand Prix, the race that's an experience.
The new state-of-the-art showroom at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is now open. And let me tell you, it's amazing. If you're looking for a brand new 2020 to 2025 Kia, there is something for you. Every car has so many awesome features, it will be hard to pick just one. Plus, the safety tech and that unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. There's peace of mind in every mile. If you've been putting off car shopping, now's the time. Don't wait any longer. Get down to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, trade keys, and drive home a new Kia today. So, which one will you choose? See my friend Lonnie Mister at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach and find out why there are more Kias on the road every day. Call 800-NEW-KIAS or Lonnie at 561-433-1511 and check us out online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where your new Kia is waiting for you.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See kia.com or retailer for details.
District Fit is back Saturday, March 15th at City Place in Hilton, West Palm Beach. A full day of free fitness and donation-based programming benefiting Love Serving Autism. Get moving during classes led by elite instructors with Lululemon, Equinox, Movement West Palm Beach, 1401 Athletics, and more. Then explore Recovery Row and learn ways to recover properly with brands including Pura Vida, Sweet Green, Anushka Spa, ESPN West Palm, and True Food Kitchen. District Fit, WPB.com to learn more.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, millions of men experience ED, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. At HIMSS, our own board-certified urologist, Dr. Peter Stahl, knows this better than anyone, and he knows that HIMSS can help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS.
Through HIMSS.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs. Options at up to 95% less than the brand names when you get started at hims.com/joy. To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% less than brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
Hi, Evan Cohen here with a special message for fans listening to ESPN 106.3 on a smart speaker. If you're not listening to me right now on a smart speaker, just hum to yourself quietly for a second. Hi, smart speaker listeners. Isn't this convenient? All you had to do was say play ESPN 106.3, and bam, here I am. You could have asked for a chicken marsala recipe or gotten the weather in Bangladesh, but you asked your smart speaker to play ESPN 106.3. Way to go! I appreciate you. Okay, everyone else, come back now. Keep listening to ESPN 106.3. Thank you.
Mark your calendars. Baseball is back on March 27th. You've never seen an opening day like this before. It's Marlins baseball infused with a 305 to create opening day. South Florida legend Dan Marino kicks off the fiesta with a historic first pitch. Sandy Alcantara makes his long-awaited return to the mound. Plus, Luis Fonsi and Flo Rida are teaming up for an epic post-game concert. This is a can't-miss global event, and the whole world is invited. Get your tickets today at marlins.com/tickets.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It's your boy Theo Dorsey. It is a Thursday, the best day of the week here on Theoretically Speaking. C-Cats on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. And in the midst of conference basketball tournaments, in the midst of the wrapping of NFL free agency, I think I have stumbled upon, C-Cat, the most hilarious first graph of a serious article, especially regarding the National Football League, that I have seen in a while.
I am intrigued. You did not tell me about this.
Yes, it is. I mean, come on. It's hilarious to me, depressing for the bunch that it affects. My guy, Daniel Oyefusi, is the Browns beat reporter for ESPN. He's the NFL Nation reporter. He does obviously a lot of the stuff you see on the .com and also a lot of the NFL Nation hits on ESPN.
May God bless his soul.
It's tough. It's tough these days.
It's longer vacation at least. Doesn't worry about too many playoff games.
Absolutely not worried about. He literally can book out a lot of his calendar ahead of time. Like I got some motion. Let me just read this first graph here. Berea, Ohio is the dateline. The Cleveland Browns quarterback situation remains unsettled with few starter options available in free agency.
All right, who are we talking?
But new addition, Kenny Pickett, said he has been told he will get the chance to compete to be QB1 in 2025. Kenny Pickett. Now, are we talking about the same Kenny Pickett, or is this a new quarterback who I have not been made aware? Same guy that just was the backup for the Eagles, got the title, maybe he's feeling himself. From Pittsburgh, started off with, obviously the hometown team, the Steelers, and then went to the Eagles, and now he's the Browns. He's in the Browns QB room.
Kenny Pickett is so bad that it made the Steelers want to go back to their ex, Mason Rudolph, who just signed with them again. Mason Rudolph. That Mason Rudolph. Re-signed. When I say re-signed, he was not with the Steelers. He was with the Titans. He went back to Pittsburgh yesterday or today. I forgot which day.
That's bad, bro. They are back in quarterback hell. How did the Browns, who they had the infamous jersey with the 20,000 names running down the back of it because of the heap of quarterbacks that have tried and failed to be the future of the franchise for Cleveland. That Brandon Weeden was in that bunch, Johnny Manziel, Baker Mayfield, and
Brian
then they
Hoyer.
have Hoyer. Like, it was an ugly, ugly list. How did that franchise then try and resolve everything by paying the most ridiculous contract, fully guaranteed, to Deshaun Watson to get out of quarterback hell, to only entrench themselves further deep into it?
But that headline you just read makes me be more a little forgiving for the Browns for making that grave mistake with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Because you take a big swing like that. That's probably the most talented quarterback that has ever been presented a possibility to wear a Browns uniform.
That's true.
That actually did something in the NFL level. Because, of course, they've had number one overall picks.
Yes.
And they've seen guys do things at the college level. They get to the Cleveland Browns. Doesn't pay off. Doesn't
pay off?
Pay off. That's what I was trying to say.
Wow.
Rinse, repeat. A couple of times. Johnny Football. Baker Mayfield didn't really work out for them.
That's some deep cuts.
But Deshaun Watson was the proven, at the time, NFL commodity that was made available via trade. They swung, and not only did they swing and miss, they swung, their shoe came off, the bat flew into the crowd, and it hit an elderly couple who was in line for popcorn. It went that bad for them. But I can't blame them swinging at that pitch.
I get why they swung at Deshaun Watson. They made a deal with the devil, and those end up turning out bad, right? But going to Kenny Pickett, going to Kenny Pickett is a crime against humanity for Browns fans. And, because right now it's just Pickett and Watson in that quarterback room. They traded out DTR in the move to get Pickett. So it's Pickett, it's Watson. Watson obviously is not going to be healthy enough to play next year. He probably never plays another snap in the NFL, if you ask me. So really it's just Pickett. But then here comes the other news of the day, and this is what we really wanted to talk about. Future Hall of Famer likely, and also former Super Bowl champion Russell Wilson, who is now a free agent, has made his two destinations outside of the Pittsburgh Steelers, made it public where he's visiting, not just today and not just today, but tomorrow as well. That is your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report. Wilson is visiting the Cleveland Browns today and the New York Giants tomorrow as he tries to make a decision on where he's going to ultimately end his football career. Again, that's your Baptist Health Orthopedic Care off-season football report, and we'll get into the ramifications of that. But first, I want to tell you a little bit about Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Is joint pain affecting your quality of life? At Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, our team is experienced in traditional joint replacement surgery as well as new, less invasive treatments with the goal of returning you to what you love as quickly as possible. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care combines its resources of experienced physicians and leading-edge treatments and technology to provide advanced orthopedic, foot and ankle, joint replacement, spine, and sports medicine care. Visit baptisthealth.net/ortho for more information today. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care has offices conveniently located in Palm Beach County through the Florida Keys. Learn more by visiting baptisthealth.net/ortho. Russell Wilson's in a pivotal point in his career right now, CCAT. Where he goes this offseason is going to dictate how we see him as he exits literally the public eye as a professional quarterback. This is the fall off of his career. We've seen the come up. We watched the warm up. His prime, he had some great years with the Legion of Boom in Seattle. It turned out in a decade there, he had, 8 playoff appearances, 2 Super Bowl appearances, a Super Bowl championship, and a hell of a lot of success. There were some down years there as the fall off started with the Broncos, and then last year with the Steelers was it was up and down. They made the playoffs, though. I think that was a successful year last season.
We were calling Mike Tomlin a genius midseason.
Yeah.
He made the quarterback switch that many of folk disagreed with when benching Fields for Russell Wilson, because there was Russell Wilson less than 100% in summer practices leading up to the season. We thought it was a grave mistake. But the Steelers were better with Russell Wilson than they were with Justin Fields.
They were in the long run. They absolutely were. And as Russell Wilson looks to make this decision, right, between the Steelers where he's at now as a free agent, the Browns, and the Giants, I can summarize it here, what his decision-making process will tell me about how he feels about the back end of his career in these 3 ways, right? Because for me, the Browns, the only way that makes sense for him is if they just back up the Brinks truck and offer him a deal he can't refuse. Like, the only way that the Browns is the most beneficial situation for Russ as a player, as a person, is if it's most beneficial for his bank account. When I look at the Giants, I see a situation that is best for the person, Russell Wilson, because I'm sure Sierra would love living in New York. I know the expectations out in New York for the Giants are not as high as what they would be if he remains in Pittsburgh. Plus, if you're with the Giants and you don't do so well that year, who are we really looking at? It's about Brian Daboll and Joe Shane, who have been screwing this thing up time and time again. We're not really pointing the finger at the quarterback who's on his way out the door, again, in a hopeful Hall of Fame career. The best situation is for Russ to stay put in Pittsburgh, play with his guy DK Metcalf, who he has a relationship with from his days in Seattle, as well as stay with Tomlin, who repeatedly gets the most out of mediocre quarterback play. And also, he has had 4 head coaches in the past 5 seasons. At a certain point, you should probably want a little bit of continuity. Russell Wilson's not taking the Browns' visit today seriously. He might be using the Browns and the Giants in general for leverage. I believe all of this culminates in him remaining in Pittsburgh and kicking it where he cut his teeth a little bit more, regaining some validity for his career last season. It doesn't make sense, these other 2 stops.
Yeah, Russell Wilson knows what dysfunction looks like in an organization from his time in Denver. Though it was short, it was tragic and embarrassing and really calamitous.
Yeah.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers know what bad quarterback play looks like.
Oh, man.
So wouldn't it be a nice compromise where you couldn't get the bell of the ball, you couldn't get the best quarterback opening available if you're Russell Wilson, but at least they have each other? It makes sense to me, especially like you mentioned, getting DK Metcalf, because that team was vastly different when George Pickens got hurt. Ooh. That team was unrecognizable, not only when George Pickens got hurt, but now no more Najee Harris, which he was a glaring weak spot in that team. He just couldn't get down the field.
Right.
He was a very bad north to south, south to north running back who had no giddy up.
Yeah, he's 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Exactly, and the dust is him falling down. That was Najee Harris. But now Pickens has a running mate. They don't even have a clear number 1 receiver between those 2, and that's a good thing.
Great.
You have 2 number 1 options. He's got to stay in Pittsburgh.
Russell Wilson should stay home. The Browns, I don't know what the hell their quarterback situation is going to be going forward, but I do know no matter who it is, have pity on that man's soul, because we've seen what it's done to even the great prospects that have gotten there. It's never ended well. And for the Giants, that's the one I'm most curious about, which way they end up going. That one holds the most weight because, again, you got 2 guys trying to save their job, and you have a team that does not seem like it is ready and fit to compete. They're the 4th best team in their division, and even that feels like a lofty expectation for them. Like, they have no shot of being better than the Commanders, the Eagles, or the Cowboys next year, unless you have another, Cowboys unraveling dysfunctional year. But remember, last season, if Dak Prescott stays healthy, that might have been like a 9-win team, 10-win team. They didn't do that bad based on what we saw happen.
Right now, the only quarterback on the Giants roster, I believe this still to be true, is Tommy DeVito. And the Giants don't have a top 2 pick.
Yeah.
Do you think that they need to trade up and just go Cam Ward or nothing? Or do they stay pat, take their medicine, and wait for the considerably deeper quarterback draft, which will be next year?
They might not have the power to swing for Cam Ward because, again, they are on their last leg, right? Like Joe Shane, if he trades future draft capital, he might not be able to get that past Mara because he might not be there to suffer the consequences if Ward doesn't pan out. So I don't know what that's why I say they're the most intriguing team this offseason based on what they do with the quarterback situation, because you need a win now quarterback. You don't have an opportunity to get the best quarterback in this draft. That's Cam Ward unless you trade up, and you might not have the flexibility from your owner to actually do so. So we're going to learn a lot about their relationship and how they're going to try to play things this offseason as well. It gets very interesting, but what I can promise you is Russell Wilson ain't walking through that door. He's not. This is all leverage for him. He just wants the Steelers to want him back, and I'm not sure if the Steelers are trying to play down his ability to re-sign. They're probably trying to get him at a good number. I don't think there's any validity to the Steelers wanting Aaron Rodgers in their locker room. Can't see that. But Russell Wilson needs to stay put. That's my only take on that. And if he does leave the Steelers, that would leave them in an awkward spot because I think Rodgers would then be their only answer. Because you ain't going to the Kirk Cousins well. That's really quarterback desperation hell. On the other side, we bring in Cam Wolf. We'll get his thoughts on this. Plus, speaking of the Giants, a man he does a podcast with, Javon Holland, former Dolphins safety. We get an inside look, the story behind how Holland became the newest Giants safety this offseason. A certain star recruited him, and Wolf was able to give us that peek on his Breaking House Rules podcast. Cam Wolf on the other side. We're howling with the Wolf. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. It's the happy hour on Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Call for a rideshare. Hop on an airboat. Dust off those rolly snakes. It doesn't matter how you get to McDonald's, just as long as you hurry. Because now, for a limited time, 2 favorites are back. The Daily Double and Hot and Spicy McChicken for only $4.49. This deal won't last, especially on a classic like a Daily Double. 2 100% beef patties seasoned to perfection and melty American cheese. What are you waiting for? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Single item at regular price.
There's a domino effect that takes place when the first person orders a hash brown with their breakfast sandwich. Suddenly, no one in the car can think of a single reason why not to get a little extra crunch. And you'll hear a chorus of, "I'll do the same," from the back seat.
Get deals on our breakfast classics, like the $5.49 breakfast combo meal exclusively in the McDonald's app. Offer valid through 3/31/25 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Must opt into rewards.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Is your air or water flowing perfectly in your home? If the answer is no, EDS is yes. Theo here, and for me, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing is my go-to, and it should be yours too. EDS is Palm Beach County's trusted AC and plumbing expert. They'll make sure your air and water flow perfectly. EDS is a train comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. Go to EDSIsYes.com. That's EDSIsYes.com. When comfort matters, EDS is yes.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter? Right? And the best part? They accept Discover. Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer. Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times. Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants? These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen Report.
The Club at Lost Lake, a championship Fazio design golf course in Hope Sound. Golf and social memberships are now available with no waiting list and immediate access. The course and club will see over $10 million in capital improvements and is one of the best private club values in the area. Experience the beauty and challenge of this renowned course for yourself. Enjoy year-round access to exclusive amenities and events. Visit clublostlake.com to schedule a visit today. Don't miss out on this incredible course. And please, putt responsibly.
Hey, fellow Gen Xers, it's Elizabeth Banks.
Big news! The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the charge. After all, we gave the world the internet. We're trailblazers. Let's lead the way again because we are at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Gen X, this is our shot. Head to vaxassist.com and schedule today. That's vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Uh-oh, you heard the howl, baby. You heard it. One more time, CK. Can we get a little howl action? Yeah, that means the wolf is coming. Cam Wolf, to be exact. NFL Network. We're about to bring him in here. Before we do, I got to tell you a little bit about America's busiest ballpark, man. Spring training has arrived at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Come on out to America's busiest ballpark. See the Marlins. See the St. Louis Cardinals. Take the field before the season begins. Bring your groups. Celebrate your birthdays or anniversaries. You got 10 days left to make this happen. 10 days to get out there to Jupiter and experience our VIP batting practice and get up close and personal up there on the field with the pros. Visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com, or you can stop by the ticket office to purchase your spring training experience. See you at the ballpark.
Cardinals play today. Guess the score.
2-0.
1-1.
1-1.
They tied.
It's over.
Yeah. That's what happens in spring training sometimes.
Yeah. You take that sometimes. You'll take that. As long as I get myself a Dean dog, a little Dippin' Dots, a little action over there, Roger Dean, they take care of you. Joining us now on a Thursday, the best day of the week, as we have donned it, is our guy Cameron Wolf, NFL Network reporter, and he, of course, of the podcast that we're gonna talk about very soon because Javon Holland, huge news coming out of there. But first, Cam, how you doing today, brother?
I'm great, bro. I'm great. Great to join you guys on the best day of the week. That's what we're calling it, right?
Best day of the week. Is Thursdays not the best day to me? Obviously, Fridays are great and all, but Thursdays, there's something about a Thursday energy when you wake up, when you're like, dog, this is, we've made it. This is it. Little weekend junior action.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're almost there. You start to get the sparkle in your eye. You're like, all right, what I'm going to do this weekend?
And
when
then,
the planning starts.
And look, also in football season, you got Thursday night football to look forward to that night. Like, I think it's undoubtedly year-round, bang for the buck. It's the best day of the week. Best day of the week.
Okay, I'm feeling it.
I'm betting for your guy, Javon Holland, who, again, he just got a major deal with the New York Giants. Any day you get $30 million guaranteed is a great day. I love, from the Breaking House Rules podcast, this story behind the curtain here of his recruitment to be the next safety for the Giants. So we're gonna play this for the audience, and I want you to talk about this deal because Holland, he was, I think, the youngest ever captain for the Miami Dolphins, a great back-end safety, a guy that a lot of fans were looking forward to having and maybe saying like a Dolphin for life. But he went and got the bag. But I'm just curious. I thought this story he told about Kayvon Thibodeau luring him in to New York was pretty interesting. Take a listen.
My agents tell me, they're like, yo, stay up. Giants just called. Are you interested? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm interested. KT, my boy, he was calling me. He was like, bro, come to the Giants, man. I was like, man, let's make it happen. I said, let's make it happen, KT.
What is Kayvon, the recruiter, like?
He's just very persistent. He's like, hey, man, them G-Men looking nice this year, man. You want to come up to New York? And then it was Monday at maybe 6. He called me. He's like, man, what's up, bro? Like, why are you playing, bro? Just come up to New York. Fast forward 2 hours later, the Giants ended up calling my agents, and we ended up chopping it up. And I had texted him, and I was like, G-Men? ?
3 years, $45 million. The Dolphins lose their safety to the Giants. But my question to you, Cam, is why did Thibodeau lie to Holland and say the Giants was looking nice? The hell was he talking about? Looking nice what? The uniforms?
Hey, when you're trying to get your boys to come out to you with to hang out, man, you tell them anything. You say, hey, man, it's jumping. The club is jumping. It's a lot of folks up in here. The DJ bumping. It don't matter if it's true.
Yeah.
Once they there with you. Y'all figure it out.
You know what's funny? When you say that, though, Cam, before you get into the series breakdown, when you say that, that's just like when you're about to go pull up on your boy. He's downtown at a spot, and instead of you hitting him up before you get on your way, he calls you. He calls you, and he's like, yo, where you at, bruh? You're like, yo, shouldn't you be in the mix? I was hoping to be coming into a party. You over here on the phone with me, and it's quiet in the background.
Hey, man, he tried to create the mix. He said, I'm in trouble. I need somebody to get me out of this. Help me. Help me, please.
And Javon Holland would be a great fix for the back end of that Giants secondary, who, again, punted on re-signing Xavier McKinney, which is a whole nother story. But, again, tell me about what it was like him, I'm sure up close and personal, seeing him go through that experience of being a free agent, his decision to go to the Giants, and what that could look like for him going forward.
Yeah, it's interesting because, as you mentioned, we have a podcast together, Breaking House Rules, that we do every week. And so we've been talking about this for months in advance. But then free agency hits and everything is a whirlwind. I talked to him the morning he signed, and he was in the middle of the workout, just excited about the Giants. But he said, I didn't sleep much because my agents told me to stay up. 2 a.m. I got the call about the Giants and are you down, all this different stuff. And so you see that aspect of it. And look, the Giants, the Giants came after him. They threw a bag at him for $15 million a year. The Dolphins didn't offer him at all in free agency. And so he really had no choice but to leave and take his talents elsewhere. Of course, the Giants got a lot of growth to go. But I do like what they did defensively, bringing in Paulson Adebo. The offense and the quarterback's a whole other issue, but that defense is in good shape. And it's funny you mentioned McKinney. He told me that he talked to McKinney the day he signed, and McKinney gave him great reviews about the Giants and told them essentially how great of an organization it is, how much they take care of their players, and he said that really helped me in my process. So, I think for him it was key. You got a guy who had played there for 4 years, had left and got a big bag, and still is vouching for the org. So, and he get to be in New York, which is not a bad alternative if you're not in Miami.
So what happens to the podcast, man? Like, are y'all going to be doing some remotes? Like, don't tell me you're leaving me, man. Don't tell me you're leaving South Florida.
No. I'm here. I'm staying in South Florida. It's too cold for me in New York, man.
Right.
I don't think folks got enough money for me to leave elsewhere. We're gonna still keep doing the pod. It is gonna be more virtual based going forward. We knew this was likely. We talked about this October, November that he was probably gonna go, and he said he still wants to do it. So we'll keep doing it. It'll look different. We'll probably have a lot more Giants-based talk, but we released a pod last night that kind of gave a lot of insight into his decision, his free agency, and everything, and it's booming. It's been our most watched episode right now. So Giants fans are starting to eat it all up, and we're gonna cater some content to them. We'll do some interviews. Maybe we get Kayvon, one of his buddies, on and talk a lot of ball. So this off season we're gonna do more interview basis, and then we'll reset start the next season with a new season.
We're howling with the Wolf. Cameron Wolf from NFL Network, our guy here on Theoretically Speaking in the happy hour on a Thursday, man. And Cam, the NFL free agency period, it came, it's almost gone, but I have one burning question that everybody's been asking all over the league. No, it's not about the Dolphins. Is there anything left in the Aaron Rodgers, that carton of milk, right? Is there anything left at the bottom there to squeeze out for my last little bowl of cereal? Is there any NFL team that's going to take a chance on 15? Or what's his number? Rodgers. 12. Why'd I get 15? I'm thinking of Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's Patrick
weird.
Mahomes, the guy who lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl.
I don't even, whoa. Cam.
Supposed to be a journalist. What's
Cam.
going on here?
That was so long ago.
I haven't been on since the Super Bowl, so I had to, you brought it up. You brought 15 up, and that's the first thing that came to my mind.
I'm sorry. You know what? That was my mistake. That was honestly my mistake. I don't remember what happened in this past Super Bowl. It was so long ago, and I'm always about thinking forward. So, but again, really though, is there anything left in this Rodgers thing here in the NFL, man?
You know when you try to get the bowl of cereal late at night, and there's just a corner of milk. But you already committed, so that corner still is going to make it work. You might not have the full bowl that you want. That's where Aaron Rodgers is.
Oh.
And crazy enough, there's some thirsty teams that just want that corner of milk. It's not enough. It's probably not enough to win a title, not enough to get you where you want to go, but the appeal of the corner is where Aaron Rodgers is. And so from what I've been told, the Steelers have made it clear that he's their number one option as far as available options. And so they've made their pitch to him, and they're waiting, like the rest of us are, to see what he decides. Also in New York, where we just talked about with Javon, the Giants have also made it known that he is their number one option as well. So he's got two people who are trying to get him that corner of milk, and he's out somewhere on his island or wherever he goes in the off season, trying to decide which cereal he wants to be a part of.
The Giants, the thing about this is, why would I ever believe if the ultimate goal for Rodgers on the back end of his career is to compete for a Super Bowl again? Why would I ever believe that either of those two options, right, would culminate in anything more than missing the playoffs by a couple of games like he's done with the Jets? Like, what are we doing at this point?
Yeah, right. Well, what's interesting is because he's older and because he's had some struggles, he stops having as many options. So he wants to milk the options that he does have, but there's not a lot of teams that feel like he can be a difference maker. You know, Tennessee was not interested at all in him. You know, Minnesota's looked into it a little bit, but they don't want to spend big money on bringing him in. And every other team that's a contender has their quarterback issue kind of solved. You know, you saw the Seahawks go ahead and get Sam Darnold, and you saw Geno Smith go to the Raiders, and you see Justin Fields go to the Jets, and so all these seats get filled. And you look around, and it's like, Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson or we got to go all in on the draft and maybe a Shedeur Sanders. Tennessee stays at one for Cam Ward. So the options are dwindling, and for teams like the Giants with coach or head coach or GM that may be on the hot seat, they know they got to do something to win now.
Is there any expectation that Zach Wilson is anything for the Dolphins as a backup for Tua? Like, is he the next reclamation project, or is this just, we needed a ready arm to go if Tua gets hurt?
Yeah, they view him as like a developmental guy who can come in and step in and play and potentially win some games there. I don't know if I'm as optimistic of that. I still have scars of seeing him as a Jets quarterback and throwing a bunch of interceptions, but Mike McDaniel and his staff think that they can get some stuff out of him and develop him. And obviously we know Tua's had trouble staying healthy, so there's a decent chance that he'll be needed in some capacity. They pay a lot of money to get him. That kind of shows how much they value him, but I don't think the Dolphins fan base is really satisfied with that. And the old Peyton Manning saying is, you don't practice your starting quarterback get out because, you don't practice effed up.
Right.
And if Tua's hurt, then the season's effed up regardless. So it really doesn't matter.
That's the other side of it as well. You're right about that. And again, I did just the weirdest part about it, and I'll let you go here as we get on with the happy hour. The weirdest part is Zach Wilson to me just feels like there's nothing like it's nothing like Tua. It's nothing like Tua. It's like going from milk to orange juice.
Completely opposite skill set.
Yeah.
That's a great point. Theo. Like Tua's best skill set, whatever you think about Tua, he is a very good quick passing quarterback.
Yes.
He can get the ball out quickly. He's accurate when he's on, and he finds a way to have a good completion percentage. Zach Wilson's the complete opposite. He rolls on the ball for 5 seconds. He does not hit his targets with much accuracy, and he has a big arm. So, yeah, it's completely opposite, different quarterbacks, and good luck to Mike McDaniel figuring out how he's going to create the same offense for those two skill sets.
It sounds like two offenses to me. Cam Wolf, NFL Network, my guy. Stay on top of it, dog. And don't leave us for New York, man. We're looking forward to seeing more episodes with you, Javon Holland, and the crew with Breaking House Rules.
Appreciate you, man. We're not going anywhere. I can't leave this Miami weather.
I already know it. I know you. You want to golf year-round. That's our guy, Cam Wolf, NFL Network again, and make sure you subscribe to his podcast. On the other side, man, I'm going to tell you where I'm laying a little dough. This weekend. I got a little inclination. In fact, I got 5 on it. That's C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey, but Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
This spring, speed returns to South Florida. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. Go get it done. Green. Where high octane meets the high banks. And gear up for spring break in the fast lane. 3 races, 3 days, one unforgettable weekend in racing paradise. NASCAR weekend at Homestead Miami Speedway. March 21st through the 23rd. Get your tickets now at homesteadmiamispeedway.com.
The new state-of-the-art showroom at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach is now open. And let me tell you, it's amazing. If you're looking for a brand new 2020 to 2025 Kia, there is something for you. Every car has so many awesome features, it will be hard to pick just one. Plus, the safety tech and that unbeatable 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. There's peace of mind in every mile. If you've been putting off car shopping, now's the time. Don't wait any longer. Get down to Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, trade keys, and drive home a new Kia today. So, which one will you choose? See my friend Lonnie Mister at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach and find out why there are more Kias on the road every day. Call 800-NEW-KIAS or Lonnie at 561-433-1511 and check us out online at greenwaykiawestpalmbeach.com. Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach, where your new Kia is waiting for you.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See kia.com or retailer for details.
It's the ultimate St. Patrick's Day party at your local Duffy Sports Grill. All day Monday, March 17th, get the St. Patty's Day Classic corned beef and cabbage, made with certified Angus beef for just $15.99. And great drink specials from March 15th through the 17th. $4 Green Miller Lite pints, $6 Jameson shots, and $7 Guinness pints. There's one place to go to soak in all things St. Patrick's Day, your local Duffy Sports Grill. Duffy's, our game is always on.
F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Tell y'all right now, man, sometimes you get that feeling from within and you want to cash in. And then I pull out my app, Hard Rock Bet. It's exactly what happened here earlier today, C-Cat. I just got to let you know something, man. Luka Doncic, I think he's got a little fire in his heart tonight.
Why do you say that?
Lakers are playing at the Bucks. They are plus 200 on the money line if you want to be on the side of the Lakers. But more importantly, I look at the disappointing loss they had against the Nets 3 nights ago in Brooklyn. Luka was like 8 for 26. Had only like 22 points. The Lakers, it was a disappointing loss. In fact, they're 4th in the standings right now, and it was so bad that J.J. Redick called the squad out. Talked about their lack of fundamentals and how they pretty much punted the game away because they weren't paying attention to detail. Remember, LeBron James is sidelined. So not only do I feel the Lakers win tonight against the Bucks on the road as they try to cling back on and climb back up the Western Conference standings to that 2 seed, I think we get a major response from none other than Luka Doncic. I'm definitely playing at plus 200. I got 5 on that. But if you want to add a little bit to it, if you want to get a little shifty with it, look into some of those Luka Doncic prop bets. Remember last time I talked about with Luka, the triple-double? And that thing hit early when they played the Mavericks because he was hustling. He was getting boards. Definitely racked up the assist, and the points was going to come either way.
Of course, he hit the triple-double, did not hit his points, rebounds, assist total.
Yeah.
Which I thought was better. I lost my bet. You won yours just going pure triple-double, which you got a better price at, too.
I did, and he fills up the stat sheet, and then so I said, you know what, if it worked once, why not at least take a look at it one more time? And I'm looking tonight. I go over to triple-double, which he just had a triple-double in the last game. Triple-double for Luka is plus 225. You do triple-double plus the Lakers win, that's plus 700, C-Cat.
Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound crazy at all.
I'm
going to tell you one thing. I ain't telling you to bet the house. I ain't telling you to bet the farm. But I'm telling you, me, Theo, I got 5 on it, baby. I got 5 on it, and I feel good about it. Last time Luka came through for me in the clutch. Lakers at the Bucks tonight, plus 700. Luka Doncic triple-double plus the Lakers winning on the money line. I can't help myself. I got 5 on it, baby.
You can do a whole lot more with $40 than $5.
Yeah.
And that's what you would have. You put 5 on that plus 700 parlay.
Exactly. And you know what? If that 5 don't go through, I guess I won't get my little latte. You know what I'm saying? I won't get my latte. But if it does go through, we all eating, baby. Russo and Rizzo is next on the best day of the week. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
Soccer in South Florida is all about the passion, the energy, and the pink smoke. Inter Miami Soccer has a new home. Introducing Pink Smoke, your weekly deep dive into all things Inter Miami. Every Wednesday at 6, we're talking messy magic, big goals, wild moments, and the latest from the pitch. So lace up, get loud, and join us for Pink Smoke.
When you see that pink smoke.
Wednesdays at 6, only on ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back